Mike White made his start after getting thrown into the game against the Patriots, where he looked good in that game. And the guy is the first Jets quarterback to throw for over 400 yards since Vinny Testaverde. Okay, and he played well. I don't know how much you guys watched the game. Nothing he's not throwing off platform or nothing flashy, but I tell you what he did do. He was very decisive, knew where he wanted to go with the ball, was confident. The veterans on the team seemed to like him a lot.
Yep.
And I tell you what, he's a 26-year-old guy, and with Zach Wilson not playing well, not really showing well yet, except for a half here and there, I think in the Tennessee Titans game in week 1 also. Man, they might have an actual quarterback controversy on their hands if 2 days from now Mike White goes up and puts up another, I don't think he has to go 400 yards again. And, I wouldn't even be surprised if he has a bad week on a short week for a guy, it could happen. It's a good defense.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
What did Mike White have to lose?
What does that mean, though?
Absolutely not, because he can just go out and show out at that point. He's got nothing to lose because he knows his ass is on the bench as soon as Zach Wilson comes back. I mean, they just invested, their future in Zach Wilson. So, I mean, I love these kinds of stories, man. I love, like, Gardner Minshew when he first came onto the scene. These guys
Gardner Minshew didn't really do this, but yeah.
They have nothing to lose. They come out there and they're like, all right, let's show what I'm capable of, at least to put that seed of doubt in everybody's mind that
I don't think,
maybe you don't have the
I
right
think
guy
you're right,
help.
but I think it's more about the coaching staff. Do they let him go back out there with that same mindset? Because if he has nothing to lose and he plays that well, then he can play that well now. Like if I have nothing to lose and I go out and I steal your girlfriend, then now I know I can. So I can keep doing it. This is a bad example, but
that's a pretty
terrible example. Anyway, the point was that now he knows it can be done. So there's no reason to not play with that confidence again. It's just about the coaches. And I think on a short week, if he could go out there and be representative, have a good, clean game, and I mean clean by not having no turnovers, but having a decent game, there's going to be a real question as to whether you go right back to Wilson when he's healthy.
See, now, I think that's how you hold a guy like Mike White back. Being that he had nothing to lose, he came out and he balled out. Now if you start to try to rein him in to then be, all right, now we need you to be settle down, be the clock manager, be the quarterback we need you to be. Yeah. No, that's not what made him successful in that game. You need to just go out there and do what you did last week.
Yeah,
just go out there, run this offense, get silly, throw the ball around. Nobody's thrown for this many yards since Vinny Testaverde. I mean, that's pretty remarkable considering what the Jets have invested at the quarterback position since.
Oh yeah, how many?
Sam Darnold, Zach Wilson,
Mark
Sanchez,
Chad
Pennington.
Yeah.
I mean, they've invested a lot at that position through these drafts, and it's never panned out.
No. And now they might have 2.
Hell, they might have 2.
And I mean, you think about it.
Trade Mike White now.
Mike White. Hey, I'm
sure know what his stock is high.
Some teams asking about him.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong.
4 touchdowns in a game and a half.
Yeah, he looked
Wilson
good.
has 4 the whole season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Wilson looks like he has all the talent, but right now not the head for the position.
And
Mike White.
And Saleh himself said it's a day-to-day situation.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting too.
And
how he handled that. But.
And also said anything is possible. Now, if you didn't remember, you're talking to the New York media, which they take everything and run with it.
Oh, for sure.
Now, if you didn't have an inkling in you that you're actually telling the truth, then you're just a moron. I mean, then you're just starting problems. So unless you really believe that
you might start him,
this guy might be the guy.
Yeah.
Think of it. If he is, cool. No one's expecting anything from the Jets this year.
Yeah.
So if Mike White is the guy, then you can trade Zach Wilson in the offseason.
Yep.
He was a second-round pick from this year on a rookie contract, which, of course, is more than normal, but he's still on a contract that is manageable by other teams. And just second pick.
You know what? Let's get into that for a second because you bring up a great point there. Because I think our team, Mitch Trubisky has now written the new laws of the leash that you give these quarterbacks that you draft high, right? You stick with a guy like Trubisky that you traded up for to draft for too long. Look what happens. Your team gets older. It starts to crumble around you. Now you don't just have the quarterback position to fix. You've got to fix everything around you. Yep. So I think teams are going to take note of this, and I think you're going to see them getting off of some of these quarterbacks a little bit sooner than I'm sure the fans want to see, right? The fans are going to bring up 3 years down the road. We traded our whole damn draft for this guy. Why? Why are we giving up on him so soon? Case in point, Mitch Trubisky. That's why you do. You ever have a question, call me, and I'll tell you why you get off a quarterback too soon.
And, I was a fan of Trubisky when they picked him.
I was too. Oh, I had to be.
He landed in a pretty good place.
And he looked pretty good at first.
He looked pretty good against us. And that was preseason, whatever, but still. But he is on a contending team, backing up one of the best quarterbacks out there.
I don't know how you guys turn this into a Bears.
The same way
we're talking about Buffalo.
The same way Rocky does with Cleveland every week.
Well, yeah, Bears to Buffalo. We wouldn't talk about either one of those guys.
But we're talking about quarterbacks.
No, we're talking about the Jets. And their quarterback controversy.
The Jets are in a good position.
Do you think they have a quarterback controversy?
I think the Jets go out and get
I don't want to hear about Mitch
Trubisky.
Trubisky. Ridiculous.
I think it's the power of this seat, man. Rocky turns every conversation into a Cleveland Browns conversation. There it is.
Does anybody want Andy Dalton?
Listen, all I'll say is this. It was a great day if you're a Jets fan, or maybe a terrible day, because you had Mike White win, you had Geno Smith win, you had Sam Darnold win, you said you had Mark Sanchez get promoted over on Fox to the big show. So a bunch of winners all around, except for the guy that you wanted to win coming to the season, Zach Wilson.